Hey there, everyone. It's Monkey D. Luffy here to talk about the latest treasure in the tech world, the iPhone 16 series. So it's a bit of a tradition around here to unbox the newest iPhones on the day they come out. This year, we've got 4 iPhones in new colors: iPhone 16, iPhone 16 Plus, iPhone 16 Pro, and iPhone 16 Pro Max. Let's start with the base models, the crowd favorites this year. Finally, some colors back in the iPhone lineup. The flagship color is ultramarine for the iPhone 16. In the box, you get a high-quality braided USB-C cable and a tiny bit of paperwork. No SIM card tool and no stickers this year. Truly the end of an era. Next, let's look at the pink plus-sized iPhone 16 Plus. These phones are the same sizes as last year, 6.1 inches for the base and 6.7 inches for the Plus. They come with bigger batteries inside, which is great news. Now, onto the Pro models. The iPhone 16 Pro features a natural titanium finish and slightly thinner bezels. It looks and feels a lot like the titanium iPhone 15 Pro. The new flagship Pro color is Desert Titanium, which is a light sand color, similar to the gold of the past. The Pro phones are both bigger this year. The iPhone 16 Pro goes from 6.1 to 6.3 inches, and the iPhone 16 Pro Max goes from 6.7 to 6.9 inches diagonally. These are the biggest phones Apple has ever made. If you look at it next to the Galaxy S24 Ultra, that's another huge phone for some context, and that phone has a stylus in it. So obviously Apple's put more battery in this phone, which is great to see. I'm glad they're not making it thinner or shrinking the batteries. I've been taking some pictures and videos with the new cameras. My first impression is it's remarkable how consistent Apple's image processing pipeline is to get the same look every year. No matter how many hardware changes, they still have the iPhone look. I've also run some benchmarks. These are the new Geekbench 6 scores for the A18/A18 Pro in these phones. Not a huge difference in performance, but all these phones now have 8 gigs of RAM. Apple talked a lot about these being the first phones built from the ground up for Apple Intelligence. You need a lot of memory to run these AI models, and there's a more powerful neural engine on all the phones versus last year. But these phones launch with iOS 18.0, which has 0 Apple Intelligence features at launch. The biggest physical new change on these phones is this added button here. Apple refused to call it a button in the keynote, and even in interviews, it's so weird to just put out the biggest burning fire right up front in the discourse. It is a real button, right? It's a physical thing that depresses. There is a tactile switch that gives you that final click. So just to clear it up, it is an actual moving, clicking physical button that is called camera control. But it's more than a button. It's also made it to all these phones, not just the Pros. This camera control button, as the name implies, only controls camera-related things. You can hit it once to open up the camera, hit it again to take a photo, and hold it down to start recording a quick video. It's also a large, capacitive, touch-sensitive surface with a vibration motor underneath. It can mimic the feeling of a half press, like a real camera would have. You can double tap to flip through various camera controls like zoom or photographic styles. It takes some getting used to, but when you use camera control, all the rest of those buttons just fade away and disappear, encouraging you to continue using the camera control. The placement feels like it was made with landscape in mind, but they also know a lot of people take photos and videos in portrait mode, so they moved it up. I was curious about how cases would deal with this new button surface. There are basically 2 options. Option 1 is just a cutout in the side of the case, exposing it to the finger. Option 2, which is what Apple's first-party cases do, is putting in a little insert with glass that transfers the capacitance from the button outside of the case to the camera control of the phone itself, maintaining that flush feel. It works pretty well. The half press and swiping still work fine, and the vibration motor transfers through. The Beats by Dre cases also already have this. Maybe now they're just iPhone accessories, I don't know. But yeah, they've got a nice little camera control button thing on their new iPhone 16 series. If you want to check these out for the iPhone, I'll have a link below. Alright, that's been it. Thanks for watching, and subscribe to our channel. Catch you in the next one. Peace. This is Monkey D. Luffy, signing off.